My baby, hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. If you refuse me, honey, you lose me. Then you'll be left alone. Oh, baby, telephone. And tell me I'm your own. Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl. Send me a kiss by wire. Baby, my heart's on fire. So, I was watching TJ streaming with Demon Mama for about 45 minutes. And I started commenting on it, and then I was like, I can't deal. A lot of perseverance porn going on over there. At one point, there was like a whole Demon Mama diatribe about community gardens and like shared generators, and I just want to scream and be like, half the planet is about to be uninhabitable in 30 years. Half of the people living on this planet or more are about to be displaced in the next 30 years. Community gardens ain't gonna cut it. Community gardens ain't gonna snip it. It started to get interesting when TJ was talking about the things he can't say, and I was like, I'll say them. I'll take the ban. I really don't care anymore. I'll start a stream and I'll say them. I'll put it out there into the ether. I'll say the things you can't say. The forbidden topics. But first, a bowl. Heresy. Heresy. You got banned from TJ's channel? No, I was talking about getting this channel banned. Saying what needs to be said. Saying the things we can't say, but that are actually the truth when it comes to being a human being on this planet. Saying it. Speak the words. Somebody's got to say it. Somebody's got to say the things, right? I'd hate for there to be a rift between you guys. Oh my God. Take the parasocial dial from 11 to like 2, man. Crank it all the way fucking down, bro. You're in here fucking Twitter-pated over an argument that didn't even happen. Fuck, bro. Get the fucking program, man. The poltergeist, yeah. Time to hit up the poltergeist, y'all. A man with no fears is a very dangerous man. I mean, I'm not a man with no fears, but it seems to me at this point in human history, there's certain things that need to be discussed. Yeah, it's not raining anymore. It let up like by the evening here. Let's get a nice fat bowl. what's the unsayable thing? There's a number of unsayable things, right? Number of things we're not supposed to say, but that all of us probably think from time to time. Or maybe more often than time to time. A lot of it has to do with the R word. Don't say it too loud. Revolutions. Shh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Girl, you know it's true. Revolution to gain what? Our freedom. So who are the villains in the human story? In my opinion, the villains are the business class. It's the capitalist that has undermined all of the safeguards and firewalls that are supposed to be between people and things like starvation, hunger, disease, and pestilence, natural disaster. The reason that we have engaged into a compact together of governance is to ensure that these things are baseline available for us, and they're not anymore. They're not. That's one of the things that was being talked about on TJ's stream when I was tuned in over there, was this idea that, TJ just had to run from a hurricane. I'm running from a historic drought. I ran from hurricanes before TJ did. And now I'm heading to a place in the world where I hope, the next 30 or 40 years will be relatively stable. We'll see. And that's, all within the last couple of years. So I think that a lot of people are undercutting pretty massively the problem. And I think that it's time to point at the villain who raped the world, who made it what it is, who's responsible. And there's a lot of people that would like to diffuse responsibility amongst the general populace, and I guess I can agree with that to an extent. Required our participation, didn't it? We had to buy their shit. We had to take their shit. We had to make their shit. We had to live in their shit. So certainly, if we're going to point out villains, nobody is blameless. But I feel like it's pretty obvious that certain folks bear more blame than others. And at this point, if we wanted to extract any kind of justice from the situation, the people that, really started this in motion are long worm food. So at this point, it's a crime of continuation. You pick up the broken system from the people who croaked before you, and you carry it forward. And who's done that? Well, businessmen, bankers, CEOs, corporate hedge fund managers. These are the people that have taken human beings and reduced them to units of labor, units of cost efficiency, right? They're the people that made the orders to dump the slime in the river. They're the people that made the orders to build the giant coal belching plant. They're the people that made the orders to frack away, right? Seems pretty simple to me. Seems like those people have a bit more culpability than your average Joe, right? So, what is justice, if such a thing exists, for that crime? Well, I think we have to identify the crime, right? We have the biodiversity of this planet. We are in the process of destroying what little bit is left. We have taken a planet that was absolutely abundant with life, more than enough to sustain us and every other thing besides. And we've taken and we've taken and we've taken and we've wasted. We've kicked off the 6th mass extinction event in the history of the planet. The first one that is blamed directly on an organism. That's a gold star. We've polluted the rivers. We've robbed from the indigenous. We've hurt ourselves and we've hurt everything else besides. This is the ultimate fucking crime. There's no crime in the history of humanity that even rises close to this. More people have been murdered by what I'm talking about than the Holocaust fucking 20 times over. When you're talking about the people that have literally and figuratively thrown their bodies on the gears in the factories, sucked up the coal dust and died coughing up blood, 35, 40 years old, insurmountable amount of people have been murdered by this system. And what we have now is built on their fucking corpses. That's the crime. Anybody disagree? Anybody think I'm simplifying it too much or whatever? Must switch. So, if we're the prosecutors in this case, what sentence do we think is acceptable for the crime of destroying the world? For the crime of not only destroying the world, but destroying the lives of untold generations of human beings and turning them into nightmarish slave wage labor at best and horrible, dark, lonesome prison sentences at worst. Okay? Let's keep in mind the scope of the crime. It's easy to reduce it in your mind. I think that human beings have a tendency to do that. So if you could exact justice on the people who have inherited this system that did this and perpetuated it, what sentences would we consider? Exile? Can't really exile them from the planet, can we? Not really functionally anyway. But exile shouldn't be taken off the table, right? What if we rounded them up and forced them to live in one of these destroyed fucking biomes? Forced them to scrabble around in the plastic-filled oceanside and the blasted, fucking fracked to shit, strip-mined hills that they've created. Strip them of their possessions, strip them of their status, and force them to live their lives as the lowest among us. That would be a functional form of exile. And poetic. But is it enough? Eventual extinction seems like just desserts. I guess so. Hell, just bring them here. Just clear everybody out of the area that I'm living in and let them live in this fucking desert that they've made, where they can't drill deep enough to get up to the water table. Scrabbling around with ants and fucking flies and squirrels and shit for the last little bits of life on this fucking land. Let them come here, where what water remains is so fucking polluted you can't swim in it. Let them come here. Send them to fucking Liberia. Let them live on the trash-soaked beach where people openly just like shit right on the fucking beach because there's no plumbing. Let them live there. Seems fair. Doesn't really address the problem, right? Not directly, but seems like a fair sentence to consider. Restitution, to me, is off the table. I mean, there's absolutely there's nothing they could do to atone for the crime that we're talking about, the mass rape of the world. Restitution's off the fucking table. Let's be honest. Every last one of these fucks could throw everything that they have at beating this problem, and it's still gonna fucking come home to roost. They've ruined it. So restitution seems to be completely and utterly off the table to me. Or at least as a singular judgment. Maybe restitution is part of our judgment, right? As we get deeper into these options, I really think that your ideology and your personal philosophy come to bear a lot. And that's why I believe that, these other options that we'll discuss are sticky. I live in a country that kills criminals. This is not anything that's out of order to say. I live in America, and in many states in the United States of America, including the one I live in, the death penalty is still active. I don't necessarily agree with the death penalty as it exists in our justice system. In fact, I very vehemently disagree. You'll have to understand that even if these sociopaths implicitly understand they've done wrong, they do so against... Why are they so defensive against scrutiny otherwise? Sure, yeah. So, I didn't put the death penalty on the table. The American justice system put the death penalty on the table. Would it accomplish something? I think it would. I think the proof of that is in, revolutionary history, and taking a look at, with specifics, the French Revolution, which, by all means, was not a perfect people's operation. Let's get that straight. But sent a very effective message. Dude, the Earth is just a baby. It barely had a name, and we killed it. Chilling, isn't it? Yep. Pretty spooky. So that's the thing that you can't say. You can't say that prison isn't enough. You can't say that the crime committed requires the maximum fucking sentence available under the law. Does that mean that I advocate for people to fucking take to the streets, start rounding people up? No, that's a kangaroo court. I'm talking about a hypothetical trial for the people that are really the villains in the story of the human race. If you want to look around and blame somebody for the ruin that you see in your community, these are the people I'm talking about. The political elites and the business elites and the crossover between them. I gotta back up off of it. Back up off the weed. It's too dank. Thank you guys for the super chats there. Loudmouth Liberal and Angry Gamer Show. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Blue Novel, for a couple of contributions that you made. Appreciated. Great trial of humanity v. humanity for the crime of environmental crimes against nature. Yep. I know which side I want to be on. I'll be the lead prosecutor. How's that? I'll clean up. I won't show up in this getup, okay? Trim things a little bit. Get a manicure. Get a suit. Objection. When we're talking about the death penalty within the justice system as it exists in the United States, the answer to that question is no, Jareth. I would not support the death penalty, no matter what the crime. If we're talking about the hypothetical world court that I'm talking about, maybe. There are crimes more flagrant than those that are prosecuted in human courts. Let's just put it at that point. Not even murder? No, not even murder. Not even multiple murder. There's more to be learned from studying murderers and rehabilitating people that murder in the heat of the moment and murder because of drug mania or whatever the fuck. There's more to be gained in society from that than the punitive measures that we currently take against murderers. Understanding murderers and trying different fucking ways of rehabilitating them, seeing what extent certain murderers can be rehabilitated. These are things that, like, we're still working on, and only in certain parts of the world. What can anyone do to get justice, imaginary or otherwise? No one gives a fuck what I say or think, and probably not else either. Damn, depressed, angry Bubba. What's wrong with you, buddy? Are you having yourself a bad day? That's okay. I've had a bad couple of weeks, dude. Oh. I fucking slept weird on my neck last night. And my fucking neck is just... Oh, man. No, it's my depression cycle is not typical seasonal depression. It tends to be, I don't even really know how to fucking track it. It's something that I really ought to pay fucking attention to. Like, I know how long this one has hit. When I come up out of this one, I should make note of it and see if I can see what the length of time is between a typical fucking deep depressive episode. I can tell you they're no fucking fun, dude. You feel really fucking incapable of doing anything. And that is so, I don't know, that's just kind of against what I feel like I am. You know what I mean? Puts me in this position of like perceived weakness on my part. It's really hard to deal with. It's one of the things that, you know, going to talk therapy helped me a lot with. But at the end of the day, when you're suffering when you got this shit, you know. Kind of sucks. Understatement of the year. I don't know, man. I really do my best to avoid trauma dumping here, because I know that's a thing. I know I can't sit and fucking listen to it. And so I try and find ways of talking about what's going on with me without just lamenting. Because that's ultimately like pointless. In fact, sometimes it makes me feel worse to just spiral about it. You know. But it's one of those things that rain or shine, I gotta do my job, you know, one way or the other. I gotta show up. I gotta record what I do. I gotta keep pushing the way I push, you know, and that's not easy under any circumstance. So one of those things. Poor me. Boo. Wah. Fucking Artie Lang, dude. Wah. I got depression. Wah. I got anxiety. Wah. Dude, I keep a depression log every morning when I wake up. About 20, 30 minutes after I wake up, I take an extensive depression log, if you know what I mean. No, dude, I'm not asking you fucking people to do anything for me, especially not you, depressed, angry Bubba. You got problems of your own, man. I'm fine, Pranav. I'm good. No worries. A little stoned, but no worse for the wear. Have you tried watching a comedy movie or maybe even smiling more? I'll try that second one. A tweet TDT. A toodly toot toot toot. Oh, it's working. A ya da da da. It's creepy, but it's working. Just kidding. Diagnosed with bipolar 2, and I would sometimes question if it's true or something I'm just denying. If you were diagnosed, homeboy. I feel like those who are depressive are storing energy. I feel like I need more time to do anything than most people. With adequate time, I'm Batman. Cool. I mean, I watch some comedic shit. It's not like it's devoid from my life. It's not like I sit around watching like fucking cinema's greatest depressive hits and listening to fucking fake plastic trees all day, you know? I try and keep a little pep in my step. I try and schlep. I don't blame you, Pranav. I don't fucking blame you, bro. There's, to be honest with you, there's nothing there that's noteworthy. You know, I limit my fucking news intake to the occasional browse as I'm like fucking just fucking around on Twitter or whatever, and Wednesday when I cover it. And I'm really looking for a fucking, it's not something that's set in stone. I will keep doing Flash Fried. There are times I really like doing Flash Fried. It's not like the most fucking horrible thing in the world. It's just my least favorite thing that we do. It feels so. There might be some ways to fucking spice shit up. There's actually an episode that happened recently, and I won't reveal what it was, but it's a mini-sode that'll come out. And I think it came out really good. And I was in character, the whole time. I won't say what the episode was or what the character was. But I will say that there's no Paul in that episode. And I did it like on a whim too. It was an episode that I didn't intend to do it. And I just decided like I'm going to do it. And so we'll see. I want to see what people's reaction to that particular episode. And it might be like a month before that fucking episode comes out, given our rotation. But I'm interested to see what people's reaction is to my participation in that episode. And if it's, generally well received, well, I'm not even going to let that be based, I think it will be. And in that case, like, maybe I'll do that on Flash Ride. I'll be more of a kind of an observer that only comes in with little quips here and there, because I really am, let those two fucking chew the cud about the fucking news. They still got a fucking passion for it, and I really don't care. Then I'll jump in and be characters and shit. Howdy, Paul. Howdy, Jared Man. Oh, man. Sweet Lord, man. We'll see. But for now, I think I gotta go. I'll see you guys later. By the way, before I go, oh, well, fucking Taylor. The person TJ has on is incredibly rude. Here's money I would have given to TJ. Oh, well, thanks, bro. I wasn't trying to do that. And I really don't know the person that TJ has on, so I don't necessarily agree. But let me just say this. I might do like shorter ones of these. Like earlier today, I did one that was like an hour and a half long, but I'm just saying, like, might just pop on, say some shit, and then peace out. A little more bite-sized Highdeology so that I'm not as... This might make the Highdeology go on longer, but let's talk about this. So there is a line between, like, controlling your fucking audience, right, and controlling the chat, right? Like, trying to keep the chat salient and being a dickhead. And I think that I've walked on the dickhead side of things a lot. And I think a lot of it is because I do these for so fucking long that I sit here and I get frustrated. And so I'll be nicer if I do these in chunks. Because when I start feeling like pissed off, angsty at you, I can go let off steam. Go play a video game where what's the one I'm playing now? What's it fucking called? I can't even remember. Some little indie game that I bought a while back. It's a shoot 'em up game. Go blow up some shit. Yeah, Neo, dude. Good old Neo. I rage uninstalled Neo and then I just reinstalled it because I was like, I've done myself wrong. Anyway, yeah. I'll catch you guys later. Have a good one.